Hello, gorgeous human beings. It's Feedback Friday. Oh my gosh, I only missed last Friday and Monday, and it feels like I've been away from you forever. So, a gorgeous, gorgeous welcome for those of you that will join me live, but also for you watching on replay. Feedback Friday is all about a bit of personal reflection, and it's an invitation for you to think about what's worked this week, what's not worked this week, and what could work better. And one of the things that I'm reflecting on is the name of my weekly updates, which is called Success Without Stress Updates, or what used to be called a newsletter. And I'm just noticing that probably about 4 years ago, somebody happened to make a comment going, "Oh, why would you want success without stress?" And I was like, and it made me really question the name of my newsletter. I started to doubt myself and think, oh my gosh, should I really be calling that? Luckily, very quickly, I let it go because I thought I had bigger things to think about and put things into my decision-making model. That wasn't one of the big things I had to do. But I have been thinking about it today because I am noticing that you probably can't see it on the camera, but I have some lumps and bumps here, which I lovingly call my stress bumps. And I used to get these all the time when I worked at the Halifax, when I was at the bank. And it was usually my body's way. I don't feel stressed, by the way, and I don't feel anxious in any way particularly. I'm not consciously aware of it. But this was usually the sign that my body was telling me I was feeling a bit stressed. It was usually when I'd been working long hours, holding a lot in, and it was almost like when I stopped, this was my body's way of sort of letting the stress out of my system. And so I've been thinking about me personally. Those that you know, I went to Silverstone last weekend. It was amazing. It was brilliant. And I'm only really noticing now that I was staying positive. I was being real clear about what I wanted. I was confident that I had the framework in place, the rules that I wanted to operate again within. And I recognised that my system was going to be a little bit uncomfortable because it was a change. And what was interesting was that initially it was a bit weird because there was loads of people around with no masks, and then very, very quickly the brain remembers what it used to be like, and suddenly, as long as you've chosen to be present in that moment and go, this is how it is here, actually it was really comfortable. But what I think's happening now to my body is that it's almost like the relief of, oh, it was okay. So going back to success without stress, I don't think it is physically possible not to have it. But maybe the stress that I'm talking about is that stress that puts stress on your heart, on your body, on your performance, on your relationships. Because the stress that I used to experience was more to do with, I was emotionally fatigued, I was irritable, I was impatient. So whilst I'm noticing there's some stress in my body right now, it isn't the one that's impacting my performance or my relationships. So I want to talk to you today, whoever joins us today, please think about success for you is like what? That's the first thing to do, success without stress. And when the success without stress, what kind of success is that success? And so for me, it's not about it not being stressful, because to get physically fit, you have to put stress on your muscles. To get emotionally fit, you have to put some stress on your system, because if you did what you always have done, it will be comfortable and familiar, and there wouldn't be necessarily any stress per se, but you wouldn't necessarily create the change that you want. That said, equally, when success often comes from a sense of achieving, being productive, moving forward, and so often if we stay the same, our system becomes stressed because it becomes bored. We are designed as human beings to learn, to grow. So also inspired by Steve Bimpson's Think Big thoughts that come through my inbox every day. And he was talking about, there's nothing wrong with being comfortable and going, actually, I'm really happy with where I'm at and being settled. But just check that you're not just settling because there's a fear of being outside your comfort zone or growing or going through change. So, bit rambly today, but can you have success without stress? Technically, no. You can't have it without it. But you can have success where stress is just a warning light, that it's something a bit like guilt or any other emotion that's triggered off, that you go, oh wait, I just need to check in with myself. And so when you are pushing for that last 100 yards when you're running, or you're trying to get another 10 sit-ups out of yourself to do your fitness, or in my case with my clients this week, people were having that courage to ask another question or receive a bit more feedback or whatever else was going on for them. It was just, sometimes you have to push through the discomfort of the unfamiliar, i.e. change itself, in order to get the change that you actually want. And I believe that when you learn how you do change at your best, you understand what support and resource you need to get through that change, then change itself is no longer stressful. And I think the success without stress is when you can manage yourself, your time, and other people through change. It's when you know you have clarity of what you want, you have confidence in the process, and that you know that those emotional responses you're having is because of the change you're putting your system through, and that you know how to resource yourself and those around you when you're feeling that discomfort, either of because there's too much change or not enough change. So that's my takes on success without stress. I would love to hear from you this week, Feedback Friday. What's worked for you this week? What's been your greatest success this week? What's not working this week? Maybe what is it that's causing you some stress? And think about what could work better. I'd love to hear from you. Please share below. And I'll be back online again on Monday. Have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy the weather. Grab these moments as you can, because we all know that potentially we're going to have another lockdown. So let's grab these opportunities while we can and the sun is shining. What's the expression? Make hay while the sun shines. Have a fantastic weekend. Speak to you all soon.